Thank you, Father. We love you because you loved us first. We declare our love for you tonight, lifting our voices in unison, worshiping your great name, worshiping your holy name. Thank you, Father. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for showing us this kind of love. Oh, we will worship you forever. We will love you forever. We will praise you forever. Thank you, King of Glory. And Lord, as we go into your word, we ask that you open to us the perfect law of liberty. Take us beyond the language into the realities of the truth. The letter killeth, it's the spirit that gives life. So take us beyond the letters. Let your spirit give life to these words. Thank you, sweet Holy Spirit. Glorify the name of Jesus like only you can. Blessed be the name of the Lord forever and ever. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Praise the Lord. Please have your seat in God's presence. Let's move forward, please. Occupy every seat in front of you. Last week, we started a new series, Unique Manifestations. Unique Manifestations. Unique Manifestations. Bible says the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. It means that as children of God on this earth, there is something about you that the world is waiting to see. There is something unique. There is something special. There is something different about you that you need to bring on the table on this earth. You are not a product of mistake. You did not come here by accident. God sent you here for a purpose. We read last week when God told Solomon, he said, I will give you all you have asked for, and that which you have not asked for, I will give you. You will be wise in such a way that there will be no one before you like you, nor after you will anyone arise that will look like you. That is being unique. And we saw in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 9, Solomon mentioned three things. He said, I became great. I excelled more than everyone. He said, my wisdom did not depart from me. So I said, for unique manifestations on earth, there are three things that you need. Number one, greatness. Number two, excellence. Number three, wisdom. Number one, greatness. Number two, excellence. And number three, what? Wisdom. I said, greatness is a question of purpose. You cannot be great outside your divine purpose. You cannot. It's not possible. You cannot find true greatness outside of divine purpose. So you should find out what is the purpose of God for your life. And after I taught last week, we prayed, Lord, where is my unique manifestation? In what area of life? I gave 7 areas last week, you remember, where manifestations are locked up. And I said every individual must find their own sphere. Are you getting now? Everyone must find where they should operate, where they belong. I mentioned that some people are men of inspiration, some men of revelation, some men of invention, men of innovation, men of reformation, men of revolution, and then we have men of association. Very soon the sermon will be on YouTube, so for those that were not around last week, you should listen to it, because what we'll be saying today is a follow-up on that. So I said greatness is a question of what? Purpose. And that is what makes you prominent in life. Have you seen any prominent man that is not a great man? Prominent people are the ones occupying positions of greatness. Do you get what I'm saying now? And it is in your purpose, it is in your purpose that you find greatness, that you find prominence. Now the second thing that Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 2:9, he said, I excelled more. I excelled. That means excellence is also very important when we talk about unique manifestation. You cannot claim to be unique if there is no dimension of excellence to what you are doing. Are you getting my point now? You cannot claim to be unique if there is no dimension of excellence to what you are doing. Let me give you the difference. How many of you have seen calendarias around where they sell food by the roadside? How many of you have been to Jollibee? Both of them are doing food business, but one is doing it with what? A touch of excellence. Do you think that both Jollibee and that woman by the roadside, do you think they may not buy rice from the same producer? Both of them may buy Thailand rice. But what is different is what? Excellence. How many of you are getting me here? Anything you want to do in life, please make sure there is a touch of excellence to it. Make sure there is what? A touch of this. Is not part of my sermon, but you see, when you add a touch of excellence to what you are doing, it increases 3 things. It increases your worth, your worth, your price, and your value. Your worth, your what? Price, and your value. I will explain. In the real sense of it, worth never changes. How many of you know that? Worth never changes. This thing is worth so and so amount. That is the worth. Never ever changes. Anywhere you go on earth, it's still the same worth. But price changes. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Both Jollibee and that calendaria can cook the same worth of rice, but they don't sell it for the same price. Why? Excellence. Are you getting my point here? That is just the difference. There is no other thing. Do you know that that woman doing that calendaria can get a job at Jollibee tomorrow to be the one cooking their rice? The only difference is what? That touch of excellence. It increases the price, and suddenly your subconscious, you think the worth has increased too. The worth remains the same, but the price has changed. Finally, the value. Now, what is the difference between price and value? If you go to buy something, you ask, how much is this? Isn't it? So the person gives you a price. If that price is different from the value in your mind, you don't buy. How many of you are getting my point? You go to buy bread, for example. Just let's say 1 loaf of bread. You say, how much is this small loaf of bread? The person says 2,000 pesos. Will you buy? Why? you don't value it that much. Are you getting my point? You don't value it that much. So if you go to the roadside to buy, maybe you buy, what do you buy now? One chicken, they sell it for you at 30 pesos or 20 pesos. But by the time you go to Jollibee, they tell you the same chicken is, let's say, 80 pesos. Do you complain? Why don't you say, what's your problem? Let me go there. I know the price that they sell it outside. Why don't you complain? The value has increased. What increased the value? Excellence. Are you getting my point here? Excellence. That is why everything, like I said, everything you do in life, please make sure you do with a touch of excellence. There is transport business and there is transport business. Are you getting my point? A man driving a jeepney, you can charter the old jeepney from here, let's say to Compostela, and pay him, let's say, how much? 100 pesos. He will be very happy to carry you. But go and get a luxurious bus that can carry the same number of people and offer him 150 pesos. What do you expect that man to do? If I were to be the man, I would tell you, come and steal it. Why? There is a touch of excellence to transportation when you are using a luxurious bus. You have the aircon, the comfortable seats, and all of those things. You don't have that in a jeepney. There's even no backrest. If you are not careful enough, you can rest too much and your head will go out of it. Excellence. Bible talks about Daniel chapter 5 says that there is an excellent spirit upon him. There is an excellent spirit upon him. And Daniel 6:3 says that Daniel was preferred above all the others. That is why excellence brings preference. I said greatness gives you what? Prominence. Excellence will give you what? Preference. Excellence will give you preference. If you are excellent in what you do, people will prefer you. For women here, sometimes you want to cook and you ask for one type of seasoning. You know what I'm talking about? If they don't have that type, you will go elsewhere to go and look for. They offer you other types, you say no. You don't mind how far you trek, so long as you get what seasoning now. Let's say you are looking for magic syrup, or you are looking for Knorr, and they say no, we have this other type of seasoning. You say no, I don't want that one. Why? Preference. And I want to pray for you, may you be preferred. They did not say amen. I want to pray for you, may you be preferred. Listen, there is something called an excellent spirit. May that spirit rest on you. As a Christian, you have no option but to be excellent. As a child of God, you have no option but to be excellent. Have you seen people write essays before? No comma, no full stop, no punctuation, just write everything like that. He is communicating but with no touch of excellence. Are you get what I'm saying? Someone that has the touch of excellence comes and puts out the full stop, comma, colon, semicolon, and all of those things. Someone with a higher dimension, you know, there are some people, their writing is only with comma and full stop. No, that all this semicolon, colon, and whatever, they leave it out. So long as I can put comma, full stop, start a new paragraph and all those things, they are good. But someone that has a greater touch of excellence comes and says, no, this one should not be a comma, it should be a semicolon. See, which one is semicolon? See, there are some punctuation marks I don't know. I saw a book one day about 800 and something punctuation marks and what they stand for. I said, apart from dash, comma, full stop, semicolon, colon, then these three dots. Which other one? The wavy line, punctuation mark, question mark. Outside all those ones, I know nothing else. You know, there is what they call inverted exclamation mark, and it has a purpose. All those ones, please leave them out. I'm not, if you say I'm not an excellent writer, well, no problem. In my own right, I have the measure of excellence I can manage. But when it comes to writing, someone that has a greater dimension of excellence will be preferred above me if they are looking for a writer. Are you getting my point here? So whatever you do in life, make sure there is what? A touch of excellence to it. Let there be that touch, that thing that makes it special, that makes it preferred. How many people are following me? Excellence. Now, excellence is a product of process. Nobody becomes excellent overnight. Are you getting my point? Nobody becomes excellent overnight. You don't just wake up and become excellent. You see, there are keyboardists and there are keyboardists. Have you seen some keyboardists run scales for you? Run scales and you are wondering, where does this one come from? Philip, run some scales for us. But see some people run some scales and you wonder, where did this one come from? That is what? Excellence. And these ones that you do, if you see some people play it for you, the way they will be doing the thing, you will be dancing. He's trying to do it. Don't worry, stay where you are, stay where you belong. When you go through further process, you become more excellent. So have you seen people that will do it with a touch of excellence and you wonder, where did this come from? Take for example, if they want someone to come and address, let's say there is a gathering of different countries and whatever, they want someone to come and address. There are some people that have the fineness of phonetics. You know what I'm talking about? Not someone like me, a Yoruba man that talks with the whole of my mouth. Just open and inspire. There are those that inspire. Where did this one come from? One of them is looking at me right there. I'm not looking at anybody. Don't say I looked at anybody. With the phonetics and all. We are coming together. Just open everything together. That's how together and then where did this one come from? That is what? Excellent. Maybe some of you will start trying to talk that way. It sounds unnatural, I know. But if you go through process, it's because the person that taught you how to speak English taught you that way. Are you getting my point now? If you go to where they teach you all the stress, punctuation, some of us, the way we passed all this, I did exam, they had just stress. I passed, not because I knew it. When I'm talking, I talk anyhow, but they told us that when you want to know which one carries the stress, put Yoruba and me on it. The first one that carries me, that's the one with the stress. You said what? That's how they taught us. You know stress in English language. So he said, which syllable has the stress in articulation? Say articulation. Re, 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 mi, to, le, mi. Is that le syllable? That's the one that has the stress. Am I passed? I'm telling you, it's 100% accurate. Go and try it. I'm telling you. So can you imagine if they use Yoruba to teach me English? How can I speak it correctly? But some people went through thorough process. They really taught them how to identify stress and how to really stress it. I still don't know how to stress it. Articulation. I don't know. Maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. I just tried something. So don't crucify me on that. But nobody becomes excellent without going through process. Told you excellence is what makes you preferred. But you cannot be excellent without going through process. Before you can step into the fullness of God's plan for your life, you must go through process. I've mentioned it before that the distance between you and your God-ordained destiny is divine process. That is the distance between you and your God-ordained destiny. The distance between you and greatness actually is that stuff. Divine process. There are people that have the stuff of greatness within them, but they don't have the stuff of excellence, so they are stuck at the same point. Stuck. Have you eaten some of these roadside foods before? And you know this woman can cook. How many of you know what I'm talking about? You know this woman. But do you know what she lacks? Excellence. You see flies hovering around the whole place and all of that. No excellence. No excellence. Excellence is a product of what? Process. I will tell you 7 things that process does for you that accounts for excellence. But let me talk about process first before I go to that. Now, there is someone that you are now, or there is something that you are now, and there is something that you ought to be. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Some of you have that picture in your mind. This is who I ought to be, or this is who I should become. Let me use Wilson for example. He's a very good drummer. But now you see, sometimes he sits in front of the drums and holds the stick and he just does like this. He's not beating anything. He just does it like this. Now in his mind, he's picturing himself. If I play and roll it this way, but he cannot. Now, there is something he is now. At least he plays, and we have no choice. He's the only drummer we have, you know. But then he has a picture on his mind of how he wishes to one day play. The deficit between what he is now and that picture he has in his mind is process. That is the deficit. Let me use another person. He knows I will come to him. Philip, I heard him blow the sax and I thought I was hearing shofar. He will just do what's this? But he's really doing fine. At least he plays during worship and all of those things. But in his mind, I've seen him demonstrate with sax too before. Just run his hand like that and whatever. He really wants to do that thing. But the distance or the deficit between what he is currently and what he ought to be is what? process. It is process that distinguishes you. How many people are following me? It is process that does what? That distinguishes you, makes you preferred, makes you preferred. Another word for process is what they call training. The process you are going to now tells us where you are heading to. The process you are going through now tells us where you are heading to. For example, some people are in medical school. It means they will one day be a doctor. You cannot go to medical school and expect to be a lawyer, except something is wrong with you somewhere. They say, well, what are you studying? Medicine. What do you want to be? I want to be a lawyer. And yes, do you really expect to become a lawyer? Say, of course, I'm in school. You should evaluate that person. Ask him the medical school he is in. Is it that he was admitted in an hospital? Or is actually going to classes? The process you are going to now tells us where you are headed to. Tells us where you are headed to. While that is true, how well you cooperate with the process determines how fast you get there. How well you cooperate with the process determines how fast you get there. For example, medical school is 4 years. Some people cooperate with the process very much, do it in 4 years. Maybe there are itches or whatever. But for example, instead of 4 years, someone ends up spending 9 years in medical school and there was no strike. He did not cooperate with the process. 9 years, what was happening? 9 instead of 4. So how well you cooperate with process determines how fast you get there. Take for example, they want to take him through drumming lessons and they say we have 2 schedules every week, 2 hours per schedule, and he shows up only once. That is not cooperating with process. He cannot come after 6 months. Maybe they said it's 6 months. After 6 months, I say, oh yeah, I'm a good drummer now, release me, I want to go. He has fulfilled only half of the requirements, so he has not gotten there yet. If he wants 1 schedule per week instead of 2, he must be willing to spend 12 months instead of 6. How well you cooperate with process will determine how fast you get there. God never bypasses process for any man. Never. In fact, if you become a leader by mistake, life will correct you. It is not it that life will correct, it is you that life will correct. Life will show you your true level. Are you getting my point? Someone that God has not called suddenly starts doing ministry. It's only a matter of time. Life will show him his true level. You think ministry is beans? If your father was a doctor and you have been following your father into the theater since you were 5, it doesn't mean you will spend 2 years in medical school. You enter and say, I've done this one with my dad before. And you will spend the 4 years. That's if you don't end up spending 6 because of your arrogance. Process. God will never bypass for anybody. That's why you must be willing to embrace process if you must step into destiny. You must be willing to embrace process if you will step into your unique manifestation on this earth. A man that is not willing to embrace process is not ready to go far. That's if he's ready to move at all. You must embrace process if you will step into destiny. There is someone that God wants you to be. but process is what will get. Miracle cannot do what process will do. Laying on of hands cannot do. I cannot impart process into anybody. Listen, let me put it this way: nobody becomes a pastor by ordination. That is shocking. Nobody becomes a pastor, but if you are not a pastor, ordination doesn't do anything. Ordination is the affirmation of what you carry already. If you don't carry it, you don't carry it. Are you getting my point? That is why a lot of people think, when I'm ordained, I will do my irolo. But if you have not started doing it, if you get ordained, you cannot do it. Are you getting my point now? Am I saying ordination is not important? If you have that mindset, please erase it. Why? Ordination shows the affirmation. When the elders of the body of Christ come to affirm that we have watched this person, there is something on his life and he is fit to step into ministry. Without that affirmation, your ministry has no credibility. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So ordination is very important, but my point there is this: ordination will not put there what you have lacked through the process. How many people are getting me? MP certificate doesn't make you a doctor. How many of you know that? If you have not become a doctor through the 4 years of medical school, they just suddenly give you certificate and you think it. If that's how it happens, go and collect certificate and begin to practice. See how easy it is. See how possible it is. It's about the process. It's about the process. You cannot get by inheritance what you should get by process. You may inherit a company from your father, but if you have not gone through the process that puts the ability to manage a company inside you, that company will crumble. The same thing when it comes to divine destiny, when it comes to the purpose of God for your life, when it comes to the call of God over your life. You cannot do it without process. Think someone will just lay hands on you, you fall down the anointing, get slain in the spirit for 3 hours. By the time you stand up, oh my, you are a full-blown pastor. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. If there is no ongoing process in your life, there is no future in front of you. If there is no ongoing process in your life, there is no future in front of you. You want to know what future lies ahead of you? Evaluate what process is ongoing in your life. There are some people that the only future ahead of them is being a doctor, because the only process they are going through is medical school. That is why mothers that let their children just go to school, just learn. You see, when you come home, just focus on your book. Outside we cook. The child is going through the process of being a doctor, or being a professional, but is not going through the process of being a wife. So she ends up becoming a professional, a doctor, a lawyer, a banker, whatever, an engineer. When it comes to marriage, she is a failure. Why? She did not go through that process. Are you getting my point now? A man, he is a young boy, goes to school and whatever. The father is not teaching him responsibility, accountability, headship and all of those. Says, don't worry, just go to school. So long as you bring good grades home, you are okay. He is going through the process of being a professional, of being able to stand on his own financially. But as an husband, as a father, he's going to fail. How many of you are following me? The process you are going through today tells us the future ahead of you tomorrow. A lot of people looking for prophecy of what future lies ahead of me. Evaluate what process is ongoing in your life. You know what future is ahead of you. Let me tell you some truths about divine process. Number one, you cannot predict process. See, some of you, when you had the childhood dream of being a doctor, you never could predict that it will be this way. So you can't predict process. All you do is sign up for it, and once you sign up for it, well, whatever it brings. Whatever it brings. You cannot predict process. Number two, that is quite sad, but sometimes you may not recognize process. That's why you have to be sensitive. Every demand being made upon you, listen, do it well. It may be your own process. Like I said last week, up till tomorrow, I still marvel at the story of Samuel. Who knew that was where his process was? Obeying Eli. Why? The day God called him, he heard the voice of Eli. If he had been disobedient to Eli, he would have missed God. If he had been, that was where his process was. Being able to submit, to obey, and all of that. That was where his process was. Thank God he excelled there. If not, maybe the day God called him and said, Samuel, Samuel. That was late in the night when the lamp of the temple was off already. Say, Baba Gbaya, this old man, old fool is calling me again. Hey, leave me, I want to sleep. Not knowing he was talking to God. Thank God, God is God. I've said it many times. If I were to be God, I will use my power before I think. But there are some people that just mess up and you wonder what's wrong with this one. I am God. He that killeth and maketh alive. What are you talking about? He that killeth and maketh alive. Like stories like Elijah, and if I be a man of God, let fire fall. No, instance. If I were to be God, thank God I'm not God, and thank God that the love of God has taught me how to love. There are some people that do some things and you wonder, thank God I'm born again. How many of you have been there? I say, thank God I'm born again. If you met me 5 years ago, what damo? Someone did something to me some years ago. I had to go and meet the person. I said, if not that, I know how to handle you. Because I'm born again, you are messing up anyhow. So don't worry, I have the ability to deal with you, but I can't deal with you because I'm born again. But if I have got the ability for a living God, he will show you that he's alive, and I walked away. That was the worst thing I could do. Don't be like that man of God that went to preach, and when he finished preaching, after he has preached everything he knows, the man said, I'm not giving my life to Christ. That's how the pastor got angry. He said, what's your problem? I'm older than you, I'm taller than you, I'm your senior in school, I'm more brilliant than you, I can beat you up. So why would you give? I'm better than you in every way. So if I'm a Christian, why should you not be a Christian? Aggressive evangelism. But we would have known that was where Samuel's process was. The ability to obey, to submit. If he did every other thing in the temple faithfully and failed there, he would have failed in his destiny also. So sometimes you may not recognize process. It may be that you just went to spend all the day with an aunt that just gave birth, and they're saying, back the baby. That may be your own process. You may not have a younger sister that you could have learned from on how to be a mother. It may be just that 2 months that you have to learn how to be a mother, so that when you give back to your own child, you won't bath the child and pour water into the brain. I don't know how else to say it. I don't mean sapalori. What's the English? Run and kill him in the head. That's what they call asphyxiation, right? Look at how they are looking at me. There are medical people here. You're not going to asphyxiate you, he's even wearing uniform. You're not going to asphyxiate your child. Why? You did not go through process. So sometimes you may not recognize it. That's why you should be faithful with every demand, with everything that God is requiring from you per time. Just be faithful. You may not know where your process is. Oh, perfect structure, pray in the Holy Ghost 1 hour every day and all of that, you may not know which one out of all of them is where your process is locked up. So you just be faithful, do everything, just be faithful. Say, I will do all night, I will do this one. But when it comes to picking up assignment, no, I cannot do that one. You may not know. That may be where your own process is locked up. So sometimes you may not. How would Elisha have known that pouring water on the hands of Elijah was what would qualify him to be a prophet? There were many sons of the prophets in different places. In Gibeah, in Jericho, different places, sons of the prophets scattered everywhere. Elisha would just, I want to imagine, he did that for 20 years. 20 years, pouring water on the hands of Elijah. If that was your dad, that was pouring water on the hands of a pastor, the pastor will finish it and call your dad, say, I want to wash my hand. As you are growing up, even you won't fight. But whatever they have used to capture my father, we break it by fire. Usually if you are a Nigerian that knows how to break things by fire, die by fire, consume it by fire, everything fire, Holy Ghost fire, fire consume them, fire pursue them. Say, how can fire pursue? I don't know. The Holy Ghost fire pursue them now. Don't worry, God understands. It's just how we are vexed in the spirit. We have no other way to express it than to express. So God understands. Don't worry about the theology. Would you not have fought? Who would have known that was what would qualify him to be the next major prophet of the land? What if he was angry? I want to join the sons of the prophet. How far? You know where you took me now? When you came to pick me, I had 12 yokes of oxen. That in today's language, 12 tractors. A man that had a farm with 12 tractors, you took him away, you just cast mantle on him, and man began to follow you. In fact, if it's your dad, the way you hear the story said, I was in the farm, the man just came, cast mantle on me, that's how I began to follow him. You will say something is wrong, this and for 20 years pouring water on his hand. But that was where his process was. Double portion of Elijah's spirit. Who would have known? So please don't despise. Don't despise. Like I said during one of the stewards online, I said there are people they call sanctuary keepers. It's just a way of touching things up. They are sweepers, they are cleaners. I've done it before. In fact, where I did it, they used to call us physical facilities. You know, sweeper, cleaner, wash toilet and all of those things, clean window. That may be where your own process is locked up. You don't just know. It may look insignificant. You don't just know. You don't just know. So you may not recognize it. The third thing about divine process is you cannot choose it. Listen, when you are going through process, you don't choose what to do. If not, you won't succeed out of that process. For example, in school they give you the courses to enroll per session or per semester. Say, this one is too much for me, I will take 2. I cannot do much. Do you think you will come out of that process successfully? So when the day you sign up for process, you have lost the right to choose. It's just like a man that jumps from a 3-story building. He will land on the floor before he can change his mind. You can't get into the middle and say, I changed my mind, I'm not jumping. Before you can change your mind, before you fall land on the floor and break about 5 bones. It's the same way process is. Once you launch out into process like this, you lose the power of choice. You are not the one that set the rules. You are not the one that called the shots. All you do, just go through. Now I've put it inside this one. Just go through. go through. Another thing about process, you endure process. Many times you don't enjoy it. Many times process is not enjoyable. You endure, you endure, you endure. You have to endure. Now listen, don't tolerate process, endure. There's a difference between tolerating it and enduring it. If you both the person that tolerates process and the person that endures process, they come out from the process pure. That's what the process has to offer. Do you get now? But the problem is reproducing that process. A man that endured process can take another person through that process. A man that tolerated process cannot take another person through it. Tell them it's too much. Mind all of them. Those are the kind of pastors that will tell you today, you see, you don't need to fast. See all these people that are praying 5 hours in the Holy Ghost, don't mind them. God is not alone. God is not hard. 15 minutes quiet time every day is okay for your spiritual life. He may have anointing and all of those things. Most likely he tolerated process, so he cannot reproduce that process in others. Can you be a pastor that you cannot fast, cannot pray for long hours? What are you pastoring? So don't tolerate process. Endure. Just endure. Persevere. Like your Bible will say, Roju, just endure. Come rain, come shine, I'm still here. Keep your eye on the product of the process. Keep your eye on the product of the process. Some of you have felt frustrated with medical school, but when you think of that dream of being a doctor, and you think, say no, it's worth it. I will endure. Why should we do less when it comes to divine process? Why? Number next on divine process, that should be number 4. Divine process is spiritually designed. I've said that earlier on. Ministration will not do what process should do in your life. Laying on of hands cannot impart what process should do in your life. Prayer cannot make you what process should make you to become. So it's spiritually designed. It is God that determines your process, not man, not you. Spiritually designed. Number next, that should be number 6. No process leaves you the same. How many of you know that? No, listen. There may not be evident changes or evident products now, but I want you to know, no process leaves you the same. No process is wasted. No process leaves you the same. None at all. Every process you go through changes something inside you. Every process you go through turns you into something different from who you were before. Whether it is evident now or not, why it may not be evident is that the demand is not yet there. The day the demand comes, that's the day you know, yes, I am fit. Are you getting my point? Process never leaves you the same. Never ever leaves you the same. Number 7, and that's where I'm going to round off. Process puts your advantage in you. Process does what? Puts your advantage in you. That is why I said process is what makes you excellent, and excellence is what gives you preference. If you are excellent, you will always be the preferred one. If you are excellent, you will always be the preferred one. There are some of you that have preferences like that. Maybe you had a family clinic. There was one doctor that you always would want to treat you. Sometimes if that doctor is not around, you say you will come back. Why? Preference. That's dimension of excellence. Process puts your advantage in you. Process puts your advantage in you. What will give you an advantage over others is locked up in your process. You see, the advantage that David had over his brothers was a product of process. How many of you know that? While the brothers were gallivanting around doing the boys of Saul, David was there with the sheep in the wilderness, killed the lion, killed the deer, was going through serious process, and that was what was his advantage at the end of the day. I have found a man after my own heart who will shepherd my people Israel. Why? He shepherded his father's flock faithfully. That was the advantage he had. Process. Look at it at the end of the day. When Goliath was threatening Israel, all the brothers were there. Which of them could go and challenge Goliath? But when David came, David said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? A war. God forbid, I'll go and challenge him. What will be done for the man that conquers this giant? What will be done? The brother said, you this stubborn boy, you have come again. What did you come to do here? Just told his brother, is there not a cause? Process was what distinguished him. Now, what advantage does process put into you? I want to give you 7 advantages that process put into you. Process, training, whatever you want to call it. 7 advantages that it puts into you. Number 1, process gives you knowledge. There are some things you will never know until you go through process. Are you getting my point? There are some things you will never know until you go through process. Take for example, if you are not a medical person, someone faints, what are you supposed? What would you most likely do? You start pouring water on the person's head. Isn't it? Is that not what you do? Someone faints, you go and look for water. You start pouring on the person's head. Why? You don't know better. You don't know better. You start having a headache. What are you most likely to? What would you most likely do? You can look for paracetamol without finding out what exactly is the cause of the headache. You cannot even categorize the headache. Is it throbbing? Is it, those kinds of headache? Why? You don't know better. Someone suddenly starts having a growth. It is boil. Why? Doesn't know better. Knowledge. Process, training puts knowledge inside you. Puts knowledge inside you. What do we call an expert? It's just someone that has more knowledge, isn't it? So he's an expert. It's because he has more knowledge. Okay, why do they do what's it called now? Interviews. All these aptitude exams to get a job. They want to know how much you know. The one that knows more is the one that is preferred, isn't it? So process puts knowledge inside you. Number 2, process increases your abilities. You are able to do more. Process puts ability inside you. If you can drive, it's because you went through process. If you cannot drive, that ability is not there because you have not gone through the process. Are you getting it now? Process gives you the. Now listen, people that know how to work hard many times may not be the ones that succeed most. It is people that work smart. Why? They have the knowledge and they have the ability. Do you get the point now? Ability is like a key. There are doors you can never open by force. If you have the key, it gives you the ability to do what? Open the door. A man of God said doors are opened by key or by kick. He was ministering to power or whatever. And he said, I'm not going to give you 5 keys to succeed. Those are opened by key or by kick. He said, I want to give you the kick. But you see, there are some doors that kick cannot open. How many of you know that? You will end up with severe pains. Go to a bank vault, try to open by kick. That's when you will know, like your Bible. Who can explain that one? There are 2 words. It doesn't encapsulate it. You will see double. You will see double. Try to open a vault by kick. So process puts abilities inside you. Number 3, process add a touch of accuracy to what you do. A touch of accuracy. How many of you have cooked before and the food had too much salt? You did not do it accurately. Why? You see, there are some of those mothers, they don't even look, they just dip their hand and put the salt there and it's accurate. Process. You know what I'm talking about? Process. Even you are wondering, they are talking, doing other than they are putting the thing. That accuracy is what? A product of process. Process adds a touch of accuracy. A touch of accuracy to what you do. If you have learned driving, you will know this. That initially when you started driving, you cannot change the gear except you look at it. But as you go through process, you become better as you just change the thing anyhow. You literally can picture in your mind where you are taking the gear. Why? Process has added a touch of accuracy to what you are doing. Process adds accuracy to what you are doing. Number 4, process increases your capacity. When you go through process, you can do more within a short time than if you have not gone through process. You get what I'm saying? If you have ever learned graphic design before, you know that if you are a beginner, it can take you 24 hours to design just 1 page. But as you go through process, you learn more. You can design 1 page in 30 minutes. So your capacity has increased now. You can take more jobs. You can do more things. It takes process. Now that is the trick behind going to primary school, secondary school before you go to university. Why? You are being taken through a process that will increase your capacity. Can you imagine if they just throw you into anatomy, physiology at the age of 5? You are toast. Begin to tell you esophagus and all those things, and you are wondering, what are these people saying? But as you do mathematics that you may not even need, you know all those quadratic equations, the x, the y function, and all those things. Do you need it? You don't. The only thing it does it expands your capacity. They have found out that the more you deal with complex equations, the more convolutions there are in your brain, which means your brain can process more information per time, so you have greater analytic skill than somebody that didn't go through that process. Are you getting the point now? Process increases your capacity. Number 5, process adds standards to what you do. If you go through process, you have standards. There are people that have no standards. Have you seen someone go for haircut before and you are wondering, did the carpenter cut this hair? Why? No standards. Just does everything. However, sadly, no standards at all. When you go through process, it adds value, adds standards to what you do. Standard. I said, standard, what we call value, that's the difference between Jollibee and that roadside carinderia. Standard. No, her level is different. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not functioning at this level. If as a graduate you want to do transport business, you should do it at the level of sales bus, not jeepney. Now go and drive a jeepney. Say, God told me to do transport business. Something is wrong with you. If God is telling you to do transport business as a graduate, it is not to be driving jeepney. It is to own a transport line. Do you get what I'm saying now? Standard. As a graduate, you want to do food business, you now go and open a roadside bukateria. Lack of what? Standard. How many of you know that there are different standards of fried rice? You know what I'm talking about? There are people that have gone to culinary schools. They've learned all the tricks. It's all of you that you are doing like this. If I cook fried rice for you, you bite your tongue. Hey, you've not seen someone that went to culinary school come and disgrace your fried rice. Just cooks the thing. There's some of you that say you don't like beans. It's because someone has not cooked it with standard. When they cook it with standard, you will ask for more. Standards. It adds, you see, process adds standard to what you are doing. You function at a level that people that didn't go through process they can't even dream of doing it at that standard. Are you getting my point? I'm rounding off shortly. I've given you how many things now? 5. Number 6, products process put a sense of sensitivity into you. When you go through process, you become more sensitive. Why? You get to learn from the mistakes of others. So when things happen, you are sensitive enough. This thing looks like that story I heard though. No. But someone that has not gone through process. Okay, let me explain to you. People that sing, some singers are sensitive enough. Some are not sensitive. They just start on the high key. Take for example this song. You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our God. You are worthy to be praised. No, after that you go, we give you. If you start high, by the time you get to that point, we give you. Why? Lack of sensitivity. If you have gone through process, you are sensitive enough. Hey, this song I want to sing. As low as you can get. But you want to start with the effect. You know what I mean by the effect? When you shout in the microphone and everywhere moves. Start. Everywhere we move. But by the time you get to that point, everything will scatter. That is what? Process. A singer that has not gone through process will fumble. Public disgrace. So process adds sensitivity to you. And finally, number 7, process gives you security. Process gives you what? Security. You are secure in who you are. You know, I went through process. Nobody can displace me. You know, insecure people that don't go through process, they are very insecure. Very insecure. Why? You see someone that has gone through process, you are afraid. This one will now come and shine my shine. Where you think you are king, where you think you know best, someone that has gone through process just shows up. And it looks like everybody begins to gravitate towards that person. Insecurity. So you don't want to stay around anybody that looks like has gone through process. You feel intimidated. But when you have gone through process, you don't care. Do you get what I'm saying now? You know you are qualified. I'm qualified for this. I think for example, there's a difference between clinic and hospital. You know what I'm talking about? Just if anybody can do clinic and employ few girls and train them on how to give injection and all those things, they call them auxiliary nurses. Anybody can go and do something like that. But to have an hospital, a standard one. So if you have been reigning in a community with your clique and somebody comes to build an hospital right beside you, you better go and form treaty with him. Now don't worry, I will refer patients. Business. Don't spoil my business. But what is most likely, what would most likely happen if that happens? You start hating on that person, you start feeling insecure, you feel threatened, you feel destabilized, and all of that. Why? Someone that has gone through process, a qualified doctor, has come to town. Sorry, the eagle has arrived. Let every other small bird, let them go and hide somewhere. But if you are equally qualified, you have an hospital somewhere, a doctor will not come and build another hospital beside you, because he knows you have built a reputation there. He is no match for you there. You have been there for long, so he will most likely go somewhere a little bit farther from where you are to build his own, if he wants to succeed. So you are not threatened. If anybody comes to town, I'm equally qualified. You have gone through what? Process. Makes you secure in what you do. Can you see why you need to go through process? Can you see why you cannot step fully into God's plan and into God's purpose for your life without going through process, without being trained and prepared for it? Yes, greatness will add prominence to your life, but that touch of preference that comes from excellence, it is process that will put it into you. It is process. That's what Paul was talking about. He said, beholding as in a mirror the glory of the Lord, said we are being transformed, we are being metamorphosed into the same image, from glory to glory. We keep moving from one level to another. And how many of you want to talk to God tonight? Process me. Process me. Process me. Lord, I submit to your process now. I cannot end where I am. I know there is a future ahead of me. Lord, process me. Ask God to help you to go through process. A lot of people pray that the door of greatness should be open to them. Pray that the door of process will be open to you. Because if you go through process, doubtless you will become great. Open to me the door of process, oh Lord. Don't leave me the way I am. Lord, I want to be processed. I know there is destiny right ahead of me. I want to be processed. I want to be processed. I want to be processed for my unique manifestation. Process. Pray. Ask God to help you to submit to process. Ask God to help you to submit to process, to go through process faithfully. Lord, grace for submission, grace for obedience. Father, put into me that I may become all that you have ordained me to be, that I may step into my own unique manifestation. Oh Lord, process. Akalabanda yokoshapa rekitolombo koshembra kita kaida cruza. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. One final prayer you will pray. Rise up on your feet as we pray this prayer. Daniel chapter 5 verse 12. Bible says, for as much as an excellent spirit was found in this Daniel. And you want to pray, Lord, let an excellent spirit be found in me. Excellent spirit that when they will define me in life, I will be defined as excellent. Let an excellent spirit rest upon me. Fight with, O Lord, the spirit of excellence, the spirit of excellence. That's what they call the divine faculties. Let me function by divine faculties. Let the spirit of excellence rest upon me. The translation says, and this Daniel had divine faculties. Let the spirit of excellence rest upon me, O Lord. You have just about 1 minute to pray. You have just about 1 minute to pray. Yilabasa. Rokotondayaba. Pray. Excellent spirit, O Lord. Excellent spirit, O Lord. Let an excellent spirit be found in me. Let an excellent spirit be found in me. Let that excellent spirit rest upon me, Lord. In everything I do, in my academics, in my spiritual life, whatever I do, Lord, let an excellent spirit rest upon me. Bring a touch of excellence upon my life, oh Lord. Bring a touch of excellence upon my life, oh Lord. When I talk, it will be excellent. When I walk, it will be excellent. When I write exams, it will be everything I do, Lord. Makopolodaya. Kakakakatulia bakoto sasa. Lekelelolobosha. Pray. Bakalandoya. Kekekeketoloboshiti alabaita. Oh yes, Lord. Oh yes, Lord. Oh yes, Lord. Rababababalandaya. Rekutila moshai. Pray. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. I want to make a declaration by divine injunction over you. Daniel chapter 6 verse 3. Bible says, then let me read from verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom and 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. 120 princes to be over the whole kingdom. Verse 2 says, over these 120 princes, he wants to set over them 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first. That the princes might give account to. You will be first. Princes will give account to you. Listen. And the king should have no damage. This is where I'm going, verse 3. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. He was preferred above the presidents and princes, because they are not catching it. And he was preferred above the presidents and princes, because Jesus help them to catch it. I read it again. And he was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him. I stand by divine injunction. Lord, I have brought your word to your people. Let these words be backed up now by manifestations of the spirit. And I want to declare over everyone under the sound of my voice, Ekosuza, Malando, Cecilia, Buta, Kayendosa. Everywhere you get to in life, you are the preferred one. Ekadadadadaya, Makosuzia, you are preferred above presidents. You are preferred above princes. An excellent spirit is in you from today. In the name of Jesus. You preferred one. You go for an interview, you are the preferred one. People are lobbying for an offer, you are the preferred one. You submit an application, you are the preferred one. You apply for a scholarship, you are the preferred one. Come on, go ahead and pray the Holy Ghost for the next 1 minute. Pray the Holy Ghost. I am the preferred one. I am the preferred one. I carry divine preference. I carry divine preference. I am of the order of Daniel. I am of the order of Daniel. An excellent spirit is in me. I am always the preferred one. I am above and ahead only. I am above and ahead only. I am always the preferred one. Yellow Bosta, Yekatalabansha, Rakutudilamba Mambaya. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. I want to round off, but I see the Lord doing something. While all lights are closed, if you are here, it looks like you are never the preferred one. Even among the children of your parents, you can't say you are the choice one. Everywhere you have never found yourself at a place that you are the center of attraction. You are the preferred one, preferred above everyone. Lift up your hand wherever you are. We are going to break that yoke forthwith today. All eyes closed, please. It's not the time to look around. All eyes closed. All eyes closed. You are like that. Lift up your hand. Kapada kasasa. Bekotula mandaya. Kakote. Nedribalosa. Katakubaida. Jelebonto. Kapimelia. Mendosi. Kakutenima. Bradolika taladoya shia. Ila kuto. Beninaya soida. Ikulendo meseyisasho. Makotoni saseno makaili posha. Rabakuleti lazuzeme poloya. Bratuna jila meko. Pali notaye kolo beti zani yako palia. Protoni zezi lako marakuli mahato. I release the anointing on the power of the Holy Ghost now. Makokoko. Rekutalamanda. I break that yoke from off your life from today. Jadila kapayanda. Rise above reproach. Rise above reproach. You are the preferred one. You are the preferred one. From today, begin to enjoy divine preference. Begin to enjoy human preference. Forthwith. In the name of Jesus Christ. Finally, I want to pray for another category of people. Currently, you are lobbying for something. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is you are lobbying for, you will be the first fruit of this fruit. You are lobbying for something. Aha. Out of thousands, they will pick you. I tell you. God will bear witness to his calling and bear witness to his anointing now. You are lobbying for something, you apply for something, or you are whatever, and they will have to choose from amongst many. I want to release that power upon you now. You are the first fruit of this fruit. Mama Kundaya. Lord, you see their hands as it's lifted up. Aha. Prove yourself, Jesus. Bear witness to your calling. Bear witness to your anointing. Bear witness to your word. That these ones, out of many, you are preferred. Out of many, they are not catching it. If you are lifting up your hands, you better say the amen loud and clear. Out of many, you are preferred. Out of many, you are chosen. In the name of Jesus, it is done. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Come on, put your hands together for Jesus and take your seat in God's presence.